2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Same thing. Each of these have a buddy. Nobody's left out. So when that's the case, you have even numbers. Okay? Odd numbers are the ones in between here. So after 0 comes 1. After 2 comes 3. After 4 comes 5. And so on. We have 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. And these, if you drew out pairs or lines, you would always have one left over, one that did not have a partner. So for instance, the number 3, if I draw 3 lines, these guys right here can be partners, but this guy's left out. So he's the odd one out. We have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're partners and they're partners, but this guy is by himself. So again, 5 is going to be odd. The same thing with 7 and 9. If you draw these out and you pair them up, you're going to have 1 left over. And the same with 9. So anytime you have 1 left over like that, you know it cannot be even. It's always going to be odd. So what we do is we look at the numbers that were given in this box, and we have to see which of these are even and which are odd. Well, you might think, oh, well, there's a lot of numbers in 8,772, and some of them are even and some of them are odd. Well, the easy thing to remember is you only have to look at the ones place. So you don't have to worry about any of the other numbers. You just look at the ones place. So for the first one, 8,772, we only look at the ones place. The ones place is a 2. So if we remember, 2 is even or odd. Think about it. Does it have a partner? Does everybody have a partner? 1, 2, partners. Yes, there's nobody left out. So we know that this guy right here is even. So the whole entire number is even. The next one, so you're going to go back over here. You're going to circle the odd numbers. So are we going to circle this one? No, because it's even. We're only going to look for odd numbers, okay? So let's look at the next number here. Next number has a 0 in the ones place. If you remember our evens and our odds, 0, if you remember, was an even number. Let's put these back up here. Evens are 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. And our odds are all the other ones, which is 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Okay, so if our number over here ends with a 0, that's going to be even. So we're not going to circle this one either. Okay, let's look at 2019. 2019. We're looking at the ones place, and it's a 9. If we look over here at our evens and odds, our 9 is odd. Because if we drew up, let's do that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I drew up 9 circles, I want them all to have a partner to be even. And if they don't all have a partner, it's going to be odd. So here we have 4 groups here that have partners, and then we have 1 left over. So 9 is going to be odd because you have 1 left over. So over here, you're going to circle this one because it is odd. All right, the last 2. Here we have 1,927. We're going to look at the ones place. and we see a 7. So have to think about if 7 is even or odd. Remember, even 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Odd is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Try to memorize those so that you just have them in your brain forever. So 7 is going to be odd. So we're going to be circling that one because that is odd. And our last one is 5,421. 1 is in the ones place. And does 1 have a partner? No, he's all by himself. So that's going to be odd. So we're going to also circle this one. All right, for the last box, there are 6 apple trees in the orchard. And each tree has 5 apples. How many apples are there? Now, whenever we have a word problem, remember when we were in school, we were talking about the important things we need to do when we have a word problem. We have to read each word. We have to find those important numbers and find the question that it's asking us. So it says there's 6 apple trees. So I'm going to go ahead and circle 6, and you can circle 6. And there's 6 of what? Well, we want to underline that because we know there's 6 apple trees. Each tree has 5 apples. So we're going to circle 5 and underline apples because that tells us what we're talking about. So there's 6 apple trees and there's 5 apples on each tree, right? So is there 5 apples all together? No, because it says there's 5 apples on each tree. So what's a good thing to do when we have a word problem? A lot of times a good thing is to draw a picture. So we're going to draw 6 apple trees. So I want you to draw in your little box here. You'll have to draw small. Wait, that's the box. You'll have to draw small trees, but you can draw your trees and you're going to draw 6 of them, 6 apple trees. So I'll draw some different kinds of trees here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't like this one. I'm going to make that. And we have 6. Okay, so we have 6 apple trees. And it says that each of the trees has 5 apples on it. So this tree has to have 5 apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This tree also has to have 5 apples. So I'm going to draw 5 apples on each tree. So you guys can draw that also in your little box. Like I said, you're going to have to draw it kind of small. Or if you have another piece of paper. So here we go. Here's our 6 apple trees. Each of the trees has 5 apples. Well, then how are we going to figure out how many there are all together? If I don't want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I don't want to count all of them like that. It says, how many apples are there? That means all together. So what could we do? What kind of equation could we make that could tell us how many apples there are all together? Well, we have 6 trees. So think of this as equal groups. I know some of you probably already figured that out, but we have 6 groups, right? If we think of the trees as groups. And then in each of those groups, we have 5. So when we have that type of problem, we're going to multiply the 6 trees times the 5 apples. And if you remember on our quick check, we did some multiplication with 5s, and we can count by 5s. We can do it repeated addition. It's basically saying there are 6 5s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, if there's 6 5s, let's count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So how many apples in all? Or all together? 30 apples. All right, guys, that's it for today's spiral. If you have any questions or would like to chat, you can call me and I will go over any of this with you. I'm going to also be doing a video about our week 3 worksheet on 2-step word problems. So be looking for that out also. Have a great day. See you soon.